Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Haley, and we are going to talk about TNA tonight. I actually just got done watching it. I didn't have time to watch it last night, but it was I don't want to say it was bad. I mean, it had its things. It had its moments where I was like really, really happy, but that's probably not good because that's kind of mean to be happy about some of the stuff that's happened. But I mean, I guess, obviously everyone has their favorites, so it made me happy. I don't know if it made you guys happy, but alrighty. Um, James Storms comes out, and he pretty much he wants an answer right now from Davey Richards. Obviously, he's been confronting Davey Richards and wants him to join his group, and Davey Richards was not sure yet, and so now he wants an answer. And Eddie Edwards tries to talk for him, and obviously Davey Richards gets really pissed off and says that he can talk for himself. And he pretty much tells James Storms he's out of his mind and that his answer is no. And James Storms says, sorry to hear that. And he gets his two boys, Manic and the Great Sonata, to attack them. And this was really, really interesting. I did read this from spoilers, so I knew what was going to happen. But I thought this was interesting because I was just like, where did he get a tag team match from? Like, why, like, how did he actually get a tag team match? Like, why is he saying that he earned a tag team shot? Because he didn't win the tournament or anything. So I'm like, I don't know where he's getting this from. He had the briefcase that he won with, I think it was almost about a year ago when he won it from, they had those briefcases. I think someone else still has theirs too. Like, they never carry it around. That's what's so weird. Like, they're not like WWE. They don't carry their briefcases around, so you forget that they have them. I think someone else still has theirs though too. Doesn't EC3 still have his or something? I think he does. For the title, for the TNA World Title. It wasn't that the one that he won? I think it was. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I think at least someone else still has their title shot. And I completely forgot about these cases because, like I said, WWE, they carry them around. So every single day, everywhere. So that they have them. Well, with TNA, they kind of just hide them in the back. And that's actually kind of cool that TNA does that because it makes it more shocking for them to cash in because we forget about it, especially since it's been this long. We forget about it and we're just like, what briefcase is he talking about? And then we think and we're like, oh wow, that was so long ago. Like I couldn't even remember that he still had that. So I think it's kind of a cool thing for TNA to do that because it's very unpredictable and it gets us excited. It makes us not like think, oh, he's going to obviously cash in. Like WWE, you can always, this is a great opportunity, for Seth Rollins to cash in or, whatever. But this is actually really unpredictable and I like it. And so they attack him and he pretty much, he cashes in the briefcase and it still hasn't been cashed in. So yeah, I was pretty shocked and it was for the tag team titles. And so he tried to cover them, and obviously they kicked out. And so Abyss comes out. And everyone, thinks, oh, he's gonna help, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. Like, he's not gonna help them. I'm just like, it's like a Kane. And that's what's so funny about it. Abyss obviously turning heel again and joining James Storms. But it's funny because Abyss is like Kane, like so much. Like they turn heel and face on a regular basis so many times you just don't even care about them anymore. And that is the truth. Like that's how I feel with Abyss right now. Since he turned heel, this was the expression on my face. Like whatever. Like I don't care. Like this is so boring. It wasn't shocking or anything. Because he turns so many times, like it's not even like every like couple of years or something, like really randomly. It's not even like that. It's like you can tell when he's going to turn heel or face. Like it's just like, oh, he hasn't turned heel in like a year. He's gonna turn heel very, very soon. And it's just, oh, he's been face for a year, he's gonna turn heel again very soon. So it's so predictable with Abyss when he turns heel and face. that people just don't care. It's like Kane, with the whole corporate Kane and everything. No one cares anymore. Even if he turned face, no one would be happy. No one would be, shocked or anything if he turned on authority, because we know it's coming soon. We know, I wouldn't say real soon, but I mean, it's it's coming. It's not like he's going to be heel forever. It's obviously, and that's what the thing is. They've just been heel and face, and that's kind of the thing, I guess, with Big Show and Mark Henry too. They've are getting like that too, with the whole, they've turned heel and face so many times that it's just, people are getting so bored with it. It's bad. It really is. And it's not TNA's fault, and it's not really WWE's fault. It's just like, it's like almost like where they need to retire age, because Abyss is getting up in age too. So it's just like they have nothing else for them, so that's what they try to do. They try to get people to like them, maybe interested in them, so they'll just kind of be like, oh, they're getting sick of them, okay, we'll turn them face. Oh, they're getting sick of them with the face, we'll turn them heel. And that's what they try to do, and it doesn't work. Just does not work. Madison Rayne versus Taryn Terrell. Taryn Terrell wins, and I want to apologize about the Madison Rayne thing. I told you guys that I didn't think she was turning heel. I think she just disliked Taryn Terrell, and obviously she is heel. She had an exclusive video last week where she pretty much talks about how nothing's changed. She has not changed. The only thing that's changed is she doesn't have her crown now, and so now she's looking for a crown. So I like the crown too. I hope the crown does come back. And the whole waving and everything like that, I thought that was a good gimmick for her. So I was a little bit upset that they're making Taryn Terrell like this big shot, because Taryn Terrell, the only good matches she has is when people carry her. Like, she has to have someone carry her through the whole match. A good, obviously, knockout to carry her through the whole match. And that's pretty much what Madison Rayne and Gail Kim do. Also, I think it's going to be next week, Taryn Terrell versus Havoc versus Gail Kim. They were talking backstage. I think it was like a couple, I don't even know if it was the next commercial, it was the commercial after that or something like that. But they were talking backstage, and I didn't really write down any of the backstage segments because I could talk to them about this during the matches and stuff. So pretty much they're going to have a knockouts match for the title, a triple threat, next week. So that'll be interesting. I think it'll be a good match just because Gail Kim is going to make it good, and so is Havoc. Gail Kim and Havoc know how to wrestle, so they're going to make Taryn Terrell look good. I think that's what it's going to pretty much come down to. Alrighty, Kenny King comes out. And then he pretty much talks about how MVP is out, and he'll be out until next week. And that Lashley is not in a good mood. He's mad, but he's not mad at us, and that's a lie because he is mad at them. He calls out Chris Melendez, and Anderson is obviously with him, says he doesn't like Melendez, and pretty much he wants to face him. And he talks about, how Anderson's always with him, and, his being his little bodyguard and everything. And saying that there are no role models and everything, and he cheap shots him and then leaves the ring. And that's pretty much that. Anything to obviously give Kenny King, I guess, feud. And that's the thing too. It's like it's the same thing with Eric Young. Eric Young and Anderson, I feel like they have nothing for them. Anderson too was supposed to leave. I'm not really sure what was up with that. There was a whole bunch of websites and articles. I mean, you could count thousands of pages where they talked about Anderson not re-signing with TNA. And he obviously did. I don't know if he changed his mind at the last minute or that was false. I feel like it shouldn't have been false because so many websites talked about it. And there were so many articles and everything about it. But I guess that is true. You can't trust everything on the internet. But most of the wrestling websites are good. And they have they have the same, I guess, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. They cover the same the same, I guess, topics, as you can say, of news. So they pretty much stay at the same consistent. Like all of them are pretty much good because all of them will say pretty much the same thing. And there'll be a few that are kind of hoax and they're just stupid rumors and stuff like that. But when you're talking about like over 50 websites and articles that say Anderson wasn't going to re-sign with TNA, I feel like this was like a real last minute change that he actually did sign, and they obviously did not know that because everyone obviously thought he wasn't going to re-sign. But that's pretty much what they're doing right now, is that they don't have anything for him, so they're putting him with obviously Chris Melendez, and we'll see what happens. I have a feeling either Anderson's going to turn on him, or if they're going to turn Chris Melendez heel. I don't think they're going to turn Chris Melendez heel. With Chris Melendez kind of gimmick thing they're doing, well, it's not really a gimmick. It's him in real life, obviously. He was obviously in the Army and everything. But I have a feeling that it would be more suitable to turn Anderson heel if they would ever want to break them up. The Menagerie versus Bromance and the Beautiful People. Now, this was an elimination handicap match. And at first I was very confused. I was just like, okay, first of all, why are the faces in a handicap match when Kurt Angle is the GM of TNA and he is a face? Like, who made this match? I was extremely confused about this, and I was just like, why would Kurt Angle make a match like this? I mean, I guess he could say that the Menagerie asked for it and they wanted to prove their skill and stuff like that. But I just thought it was extremely bizarre. Like, if they didn't have another diva, obviously, for the Menagerie, why couldn't they just, have Velvet Sky at ringside or something like that and have just Angelina Love in there? I don't know why they had to have, both beautiful people in there. It just didn't make sense. But anyways, the Menagerie still ended up winning anyways, even if it was a 4-on-3 elimination handicap match. So Crazy Steve, he is very entertaining with the whole Angelina Love and Velvet Sky making out with him. I think that's so funny. I don't know if anyone else thinks that's entertaining, but I think it's hilarious. Alrighty. Tyrus with EC3 versus Eric Young with Spud. And Spud pretty much was talking backstage and saying that he's going to be with Eric Young now. And, he's going to be on his side since he's been there for him and everything. So, of course, like I said, they don't have anything for Eric Young. So they're trying to fit him into this storyline. That's pretty much what it is without getting him released. And Eric Young wins. Lashley attacks both of them, Young and Spud. And Austin Aries comes out and makes a save, and then he asks if Lashley will face him later on in the night for the main event, and Lashley accepts. And Aries, I haven't seen Aries in a long time, so I was kind of excited to see Aries. I like Aries a lot. I think he's very underrated, and I think he would have done great in WWE. But he's small like Daniel Bryan, and I think that's why he would get a lot of hype. That's why he's kind of like, I mean, I know people say Eric Young's like their Daniel Bryan for TNA, but I feel like Aries is more of the Daniel Bryan, because Aries is, real short like him, but he's phenomenal in the ring, just like Daniel Bryan. And the fans love him, obviously, when he's a face. So, and he's obviously tried to scratch his way up to the top, just like Daniel Bryan. So that's definitely why I think Aries is more like Daniel Bryan than Eric Young is. Samoa Joe. Now, this is another thing that made me happy. I forgot about saying the first thing that made me happy was Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards losing the titles finally. I just don't like Davey Richards, and I want Eddie Edwards to leave him, because Eddie Edwards deserves better than him, I think, in my opinion. Alrighty, so Samoa Joe's injured, and he relinquishes the title, and it made me happy. Because, and I mean, not happy because I like seeing him injured or anything. I don't wish injury on any wrestler, even if I hate their guts, even if it's Davey Richards or anything. The reason why it made me happy was that I don't think he needs the title. I think he's one of those guys where they need to put this title needs to be on someone who really, really needs it to get to the top. Like Aries, obviously, that was a really good belt for Aries to start off with. And who else was really good with it? I really liked when Zema Ion had it, but obviously they turned him into a jobber now too. So, but yeah, there's been a couple of really good X Division champions that I think have really deserved it and really needed it to obviously get to the top. And I guess you can say Kenny King too. I don't really like Kenny King. I know a lot of people really like Kenny King and say, you know, he was so talented in ROH. I actually don't even remember him in ROH. I really didn't pay attention to him. I don't know if I wasn't watching when he was in ROH or I wasn't really sure because I kind of go back and forth with ROH. Sometimes I watch it, sometimes I don't. And I'll miss like 6 months. And sometimes I'll see these people and I'll be like, who the hell is this? And people will be like, oh my God, you don't know who this is? Oh my God, he's so talented and everything like that. And I'll just be like, okay, I don't know who he is. But yeah, and I think it was the best decision. I really do. I think that he really just does not need the title. He's a main event guy, and for him to have a mid-card belt, a really good mid-card belt too, I feel like it's a really high mid-card belt. It's definitely not like the mid-card belts that WWE has. The belt has potential, and people who wear it, they actually care about it, and that's why I like TNA because their belts are all they care. You know, obviously they had to get rid of the knockouts tag team titles, and that was good too on their part. I'm glad that they got rid of that, and they got rid of the television. I think they kind of keep bringing the television back though. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. But I think that's all they need is just obviously the TNA World Title and then the X Division and then obviously the knockouts. I think that's fine. I think that's all they need, especially when they have their briefcase matches now too. So I think that's perfect. But yeah, I don't think he needs a title to obviously show that he's one of the main event guys. I don't get that. It's just like save the title for someone who needs it to get to the top. And that's kind of like with Sheamus too. That's why I'm glad that he lost the title, the US title. He did not need the US title. Like it's just like they wanted to give him a title because just to give him something to do. And that's why I think Rusev's going to be so much better with that title because he's pretty much done everything he possibly can. So the next step is obviously giving him something to get even more and more heat on him. And that was a perfect, obviously, call for WWE. But the Sheamus thing, I can relate to Samoa Joe. Those two go hand in hand. They don't need mid-card titles. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Give it to someone who actually deserves it. I mean, it's not like they don't deserve it, but it's just they don't need it. It's pointless. It's stupid. Just don't give it to them. And he says pretty much that when he comes back and after he heals, he's coming for the winner. And obviously, there's going to be a tournament for this title. So we will see who wins. Gunner versus Samuel Shaw. And this was a no DQ. Gunner wins. And Brittany, oh my God, she's definitely got some character. Screaming 24/7. It's just she makes a great heel. She really does. She's crazy. She reminds me a lot of, to tell you the truth, AJ Lee. I think I find her their AJ Lee. But you know what the thing is I like Brittany a whole lot better than AJ Lee. I think it's because AJ Lee is so popular and she was just so overdone that I never liked AJ Lee though. It wasn't even like when I started liking her or anything, you know. I never liked her when she was a face. I never liked her when she was heel. I still don't like her. I can never get into her. When she was with Daniel Bryan, I didn't really hate her or anything, but I never really found anything interesting in her. I just thought she was just kind of like there. But with Brittany, it's different. I heard some good things about her, and she got me interested, and obviously everyone's saying that she looked like Mickie James and everything like that. So I kind of got interested in everything, and especially when she did that whole heel turn and the lesbian thing with Madison Rayne. And then obviously now that she's with Samuel Shaw, I think she's interesting. I really do. I kind of always had a thing for Brittany. I thought she was interesting. I think she's a good wrestler, and she's very entertaining. But yeah, I see her as AJ Lee of TNA, I guess. And obviously the Gunner and Samuel Shaw feud, I don't think is over. Not by a long shot. And then Lashley versus Aries. This was a double countout. And Lashley keeps attacking Aries, and obviously they have to get off of him. And you know what's funny? Bobby Roode did not show up at all. Kurt Angle did not show up at all. Actually, Kurt Angle did show up. He had a few backstage segments, but it's just no one was like there on TNA last night. I thought it was weird. I don't know if they were in a different spot or what was going on, but oh, my glasses look weird because sorry about that. There's like a shine in my glasses, but I don't know if, I mean, obviously with the whole WWE, they're in England and now they're in Paris and everything for this week. They're, obviously traveling their bigger countries and everything like that around the world and everything, places that they don't go. They only go to like maybe, I don't know, not even once a year. I don't even know if they go once a year. Maybe they do go once a year. I'm not sure. But obviously, I don't know if TNA did something like that where people could not make it, or what the deal was, or they couldn't fit them on the card, or they focused on other key elements, other feuds. I don't know. It was just weird. I thought it was weird, and I don't know. We will see next week. Hopefully there's more wrestlers this week. Yeah, I thought it was kind of lacking. I mean, obviously with the champion not being there, and obviously MVP not being there, and then Gail Kim wasn't. Actually, she was in the backstage, wasn't she? I think she was with Taryn Terrell. And I don't really pay attention to TNA's backstage segments. I will be honest with you guys here, because TNA's backstage segments, a lot of them are very pointless, and they're usually just to make matches. They're not really like storyline telling like WWE. Like a lot of WWE's backstage segments are good. TNA's backstage segments need work. Like they're usually just like interviews, or they're just to make matches, like going in someone's office to make a match. WWE's backstage matches, they actually have something to, I guess, continue with the feuding or something along the lines. But yeah, I think TNA needed some more wrestlers. I think something was missing for TNA this week. But hopefully next week's better. All right, guys. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to join our Facebook group if you haven't yet. And I will put all the links in the description. I hope you have a fabulous night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.